Don't let stress and trauma take away more moments of your life, of your present experience. That's what you're here for. You're not here to constantly think about what happened in the past. You're not here to constantly worry about what's going to happen in the future. You are literally here to experience the moment, this moment. If you think to yourself right now, what is going on in this moment? What do you hear? I hear Cersei once again being a saboteur that she was born to be, click-clacking in my video. That's one of the things that I hear. Oh, hello. Pleasant finding you here. All up in my business. What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome to all of my cheek biters and former cheek biters and recovering cheek biters. I kind of wanted to regroup, right, and retouch on this, what I feel is a very important issue, right? Did I start cheek biting again? And the reason that I bring this up now is because I was just upstairs in my room and I was getting anxious and I was, tapping my feet and pacing about and started noticing the signs of me getting anxious. And the next thing I knew, I brought my hand to my face, right? In a habit that I've done many times before. And I had to stop myself. I've done this a million times. And so that's the point of this video. And that's why I wanted to regroup with y'all, is because I want you to understand that making the right choice for yourself is a lifelong journey. It is a lifelong adventure. It's not something that you do once and then you drop it. It's not something that is going to come easy, but you will be rewarded for your hard work. So I wanted to bring you guys, because you know me, I'm all about actual tips and techniques that you can use to help yourself. I wanted to elaborate on what I've been trying to explain to y'all about the work that I do and that we all need to do so that we are not giving in to the obsessive compulsive disorder and anxiety-driven habit of biting our cheeks and harming ourselves, right? The number one most important point I want you guys to remember is to practice mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Let me give you the definition here. But basically, right, mindfulness is the opposite of doing things on autopilot. It's what most people do, right? People will tell you, like, I wasn't thinking, I was doing it on autopilot, right? I was doing what I've always done. I was doing my same routine that I do day in and day out, right? And I didn't think about how I was doing it. You ever notice that you'll be driving in the car and you'll be like, whoa, like I'm not even noticing that I'm like driving on a highway with a bunch of cars because I've done it so much that it's just this autopilot type thing. And you really want to practice mindfulness and being aware and not being on autopilot when you're driving, right? I've had a few moments where that's happened, but for the most part, I'm very particular about practicing mindfulness when I drive so that I'm aware and I'm alert and I'm focused on what is ahead of me and what I'm doing, right? It's very difficult and dangerous to be a person who is past tense thinking and driving, right? Because your mind is on something else, but you have a task to do. And you need to remember that with everything that you do, right? Not just driving, to practice mindfulness and to be in the moment, to be in the present moment that you're in. Very important. This will help you. It's not easy, right? To say, you know what, I'm noticing that I'm doing things on autopilot. I'm doing things habitually, and I need to recenter and refocus. It's not easy, but very possible. That's part of the work. The next point that I want you guys to keep in mind is that stress and trauma disconnect you from your body. Okay? Why is that important? Because again, we want to be practicing mindfulness and be in the present moment. And if you're in the present moment, then you're not living this heady existence, right? Where everything you experience is sort of in your head and above. You're constantly thinking and you're not really in your body and noticing what's going on around you, right? Why is that important? Because you want to be connected to your body. You want to be going on walks and feeling the way that, the flowers feel in your hands and the ground feels beneath your feet. That will recenter and refocus you on the present moment. And oftentimes you'll find that there's nothing happening to you in the present moment, right? But you're still stressed out and anxious because you're past tense thinking, or you're worried about things that are going to happen in the future. Really be in the present. Is there anything happening to you now that's hurting you? Usually the answer we find ourselves with is no, right? And so then we have to regroup and refocus on the gratitude for the moment that we're in and not anxiety about the past or the future. So don't let stress and trauma disconnect you from your body, right? That goes back to practicing mindfulness. The third point that I want to stress that is so important in this work, right, is just breathe. Just breathe, right? Breath is so important to everything, obviously, but it's really an underrated experience. Breathing, right? About how just a breath can really calm you down and refocus you and recenter you. Just take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, right? And calm yourself, refocus your energy, and center yourself so that you can get the things done that you want to get done. Don't let stress and trauma take away more moments of your life, of your present experience. That's what you're here for. You're not here to constantly think about what happened in the past. You're not here to constantly worry about what's going to happen in the future. You are literally here to experience the moment, this moment. If you think to yourself right now, what is going on in this moment? What do you hear? I hear Cersei once again being a saboteur that she was born to be, click-clacking in my video. That's one of the things that I hear. I also hear the AC and heating central cooling unit, right? Going on and off as if it's actually doing anything. Okay, I hear these things and I acknowledge them and I keep it moving, right? And Swirly, of course, meowing as if he's, some city cat, with no place to go. Keep those things in mind, all right? And my final point would be a quote from ancient Greece, Medea. We mustn't think it will make us mad. But the fact is that this is from an ancient world civilization. Even back then, people understood how dangerous it was to constantly be overthinking, right? It's a dangerous thing because it will make you mad, right? Constantly overthinking. Because do you know how fast your mind can think versus when you're actually doing something and how much energy and effort that takes? It's so easy for our minds to literally race a mile a minute, right? We think about so much like that Even before we speak, there's a million thoughts that go on in our head, and then we say the few words that we can actually get out. So it's so important to remember that you're not in control of everything. You're not responsible for everything that happens to everyone. People will eat if you're not micromanaging. People will be able to pay their bills. Life will go on. You will find that the world will continue spinning. Whether you feel like you have control over everything or not. So really drop the need to constantly be in control, because you will never be. And that's okay. That makes sense that one person couldn't possibly be in control of everything else, right? So just keep those things in mind. You want to be gentle on yourself in 2021. Let's practice radical patience and forgiveness with ourselves, okay? All of this goes back to my first point, practicing mindfulness, being in the moment, not doing things on autopilot just because that's how you've always done things. It's not easy work, but as an adult, you are responsible for this work. You are responsible for not hurting yourself. You are responsible for finding a way to calm your mind. And these are the kind of things that you can do to help yourself. We're all about actual techniques and tools that you can use to make the positive changes you want to make in life. I really hope that this has helped you all. Thank you so much for watching and joining. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you're doing, and I'll see you guys on the next video.